Hey everybody, it's Kelly Cooper and welcome to another Facebook Live video. Today I'll be talking about the importance of being open to the meanings of your manifestations. Understanding that the things that come into your life, your manifestations, they might not mean what your mind wants them to mean, what your mind thinks they should mean, and all of that, right? Because here's the thing, right? Most of us, if we're honest, we're trying to manifest the things we want, a new reality from a space of minimizing pain. Our mind has determined, I feel bad because I don't have this. If I get this, we'll feel better, right? So we need to get it. We're very afraid we're not going to get what we want. So anything that comes into our reality that at least checks some of the boxes and would be good enough, because your mind, again, pain minimization, it's a very low bar for what it's willing to accept into your life. It'll just take whatever, basically, because it just makes you feel better, the sense of relief of like, oh, I got my thing, I can feel better now, I don't have to worry about this thing or that thing happening because I got my manifestation, right? So it's the energy we're operating from. We tend to get very attached to stuff that shows up. We cling to it. Again, it's from a place of pain minimization and just this kind of deep general fear that we're not going to get what we want, or the law of attraction is not real, and then we're believing in this thing that's actually not true, and then that feels terrible, right? So something comes into our life, a relationship, a job interview, a particular opportunity, again, something that it seems to match what you want, and then it doesn't work out, or it's not what you expected it to be, and then you get all disappointed, right, and disheartened, and you go into an emotional spiral. Oh my God, I'm not going to get what I want. The bad feelings come back because now the thing's not there to take them away, blah, 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 right? And your mind, you think something went wrong, you're freaking out, you're misjudging the manifestation, you're misinterpreting what's happening, and it's just a big old mess, basically. So yeah, your manifestations might not always mean what your mind wants them to mean. Just because your mind wants a specific representation of something, a specific person, a specific job, a specific whatever, it doesn't mean it's the best representation of what you actually want. It doesn't mean that's the thing, that's you're supposed to have. So again, just because your mind didn't get what it wanted, it doesn't mean anything went wrong. A good example is, a lot of you, maybe you want to get back your fucking ex-boyfriend. Listen, guys, some people, you get back with your ex a second time, third time, fourth time around, it works out, it happens, right? But a lot of times you break up for a reason and maybe you're not meant to be together, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm not even going to get into that. But okay, so let's say you want the ex back. Your ex comes sniffing back around, you guys start talking again, and your mind got what it wanted. That's what you wanted to attract with the law of attraction. You wanted your ex-boyfriend back. But then the relationship goes to shit all over again. Absolutely nothing's changed with your dynamic. This person has not changed at all. How you interact with each other, nothing's different, and you break up again. And your mind thinks something went wrong because that's what you wanted to attract with the law of attraction. I wanted my ex-boyfriend back, but now we're not together. What happened? Oh my God. I thought the meaning of that manifestation was something totally different. He didn't come back because you were supposed to be back together with him. He came back into your life for some other reason. Maybe the express purpose of him coming back was to show you he's not it. That's not the person you're supposed to be with. And now that you've had this second go round with him and it didn't work out, you see with your own eyes, oh yeah, this isn't going to work. And all the time you would have spent obsessing and fantasizing about some relationship with him and living in your head with some reality in your head that's actually not real, you can, tamp down on that. You won't do that as much anymore because you got that proof. You had a second chance with this person and it didn't work out. So that was the meaning of the manifestation. Nothing went wrong. He came back to show you it's actually not him. Or there was something else that really got triggered with that when you got back together with him. Some really deep fear, some deep belief, something about yourself you think. And again, that was the purpose of him coming back into your life. He wasn't supposed to stick around. He wasn't supposed to be the relationship that you want. So again, your mind didn't get what it wanted. Your mind wanted something specific with the law of attraction and tried to get it using the law of attraction. But yeah, nothing went wrong. That wasn't the purpose that manifestation was serving. So when he left again and you broke up again, that's exactly what was supposed to happen. You get a job interview. It seems like the perfect job and you're really attached to it. But then you go for the interview and you don't get called back for a second interview. Or you get the job and it's nothing like you expected it. You don't like it and you end up quitting. Again, your mind's going to think, well, I wanted this job. This is what I wanted and I didn't get it. What went wrong? Nothing went wrong. Maybe the manifestation served a completely different purpose. The interview that didn't go well, I don't know, it was meant to show you something in your energy that you need to work on to align with the job you really want. Or you got the job, it wasn't what you expected, you didn't like it. Again, nothing went wrong. The purpose of that manifestation might have been to give you greater clarity about what type of job is best for you, what sort of working environment, what sort of work culture is best for you. And this manifestation helped give you that clarity, because experiencing what we don't want is a great way to get clarity about what we do. So the manifestation, again, nothing went wrong because it didn't work out the way you thought, because your mind wanted something and then it ended up not being the thing, or it ended up not materializing at all. So you have to be open to the meaning of your manifestations. And I get that it's okay to feel disappointed if you thought this was it or that was it, and let yourself feel the disappointment and all that, have the little reactions. It's fine. You want to get it out of your system so it doesn't fester. But yeah, you guys have to remember, just be open to what the things show up in your life. Be open to what they're there for. It might not always be what your mind thinks it means or what it wants it to be. Again, manifesting from a space of pain minimization and just this deep fear of not getting what you want, right? And then we cling to things that show up that might take away the bad feelings, that now take away the fear we're not going to get what we want, because here it is right in front of our face and it looks like we're going to get it. Now I don't have to be afraid I'm not going to get it anymore. That's a screwy energy. And again, that energy, it's going to lead us to not see things in our life clearly. It's going to lead us to cling to manifestations and misjudge what's happening and think they mean things that they might not mean. And again, and then when it doesn't turn out like our mind wants it to, we think something went wrong and we freak out. We huff and puff that we're not getting what we want and what's wrong, blah, blah, and all this bullshit, right? And again, it's okay to have all those reactions. You want to get them out of your system, feel the disappointment of the unmet expectation and all of that stuff. But just be open to why things show up into your life. Something in your energy drew the thing to you. It's serving some purpose. This doesn't mean analyzing every little thing that shows up into your life. I would highly recommend against doing that. That'll just drive you fucking crazy. But when you have a strong emotional reaction to something that doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, there's something there. Because if you were aligned and cool and all's good in the world, and I trust and I have faith, when things don't work out the way our mind is looking, we kind of shake it off pretty quickly, and it's not a big deal. So that's a clue to look for, to look at something more deeply. If you have a strong emotional reaction to it, the experience, you get very upset, or it triggers some deep fear or whatever, right? Some kind of emotional response that's pulling at you. That's a sign to look at it. But yeah, just generally though, just be open to what things mean. Your mind has a very limited understanding of the world of energy. It does not understand infinite possibility. Again, it's wanting to manifest from a space of minimizing pain. And again, pain minimization is a very low bar for what it's willing to accept into your life. So again, anything that shows up that checks at least some of the boxes and makes you feel at least a little better, it's going to cling to it, because it's going to want that thing to stick around so your bad feelings will go away. Even though the lack of the thing is not the problem at all. Anyway, your mind doesn't understand that. It'll never understand that. And it's always going to look to the outside to fix the inside. But yeah, so just be open to the meanings of your manifestations, whether it's you start talking with your ex-boyfriend again, maybe you're meant to get back together, but maybe him coming back into your life, something else, it's serving a completely different purpose for you energetically, manifesting wise. Just be open. You get the interview for the job that seems good, awesome. Maybe that'll be the job, but maybe it won't. Just be open. Just be open. There's infinite possibility. Just because the thing with the ex didn't work out, there's plenty of other people out there. He's not the only person in the world. I know your mind can't conceive of anyone else being better for you than your shitty ex-boyfriend, but I promise you that there is. Or even if he's not shitty, he could be a great guy, but maybe he's just not the right person for you. It's fine. That's life, you know? That job that seems perfect, maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Again, your mind doesn't know all the other opportunities that exist out there that haven't materialized yet. Right now, your dream company could be putting together a job. It didn't advertise it yet. Your mind doesn't know that though, because all your mind clings to is what's right in front of its face, because that's all your mind can see is what's already happened, which is why it always wants exes back and experiences that you've already experienced and wants to bring them back into your life, or what's right in front of your face right now. That's all it can conceive of. That's why it gets so attached to these things. It can't conceive of anything else existing outside of this, especially because it's looking at things through this lens of this deep fear of not getting what you want and just wanting to make your negative feelings go away because it can't tolerate them for even 2 seconds. So just be open. Just because your mind didn't get what it wanted, or just because something didn't turn out the way your mind thought it was supposed to turn out, that doesn't mean anything went wrong. It doesn't mean you messed up somehow in the process or anything like that. It's just, it's serving a different purpose. Something else in your energy drew it to you, and it's not meant to be the thing. And the thing is still out there. The person is out there somewhere. And you'll let it in a lot more quickly when you can just kind of let go of the shit that doesn't go your way and not, freak out about it and ruminate over it and obsess over it. Because that's your mind, that's what it's going to want to do. And you can't stop it from doing that, but you don't have to get as emotionally invested in all the shit your mind's doing. That's really your main goal. Trying to get your mind fully on board with all of this, that part of your mind, that's not going to happen probably. It's just not interested. But you don't have to get as emotionally invested in it. Your mind's chatter and its stories about what's happening, again, you don't have to believe it. And if you're not believing it, you're not getting emotionally invested. As long as you're not getting emotionally invested in all your mind's bullshit, your energy will remain pretty good, because it's the emotion that creates the vibe. It's the feeling. And when there's no emotional charge to all your mind's bullshit, it's not going to affect your reality as much, because again, just the thinking itself, the words in your head, without the emotional charge, without you buying into it and feeding the energy by believing it, it's relatively harmless. It's the feeling that's with the charge, the emotion, that's where you start affecting your reality. So if you can take the emotional charge away by not listening to it and not buying into it, it's all of the stuff it does is actually not such a big problem. The problem is we believe it and we keep deferring to it and letting it guide everything we do. Its assessment of everything, which is completely off and wrong and couldn't be more wrong. So yeah, just be open to the meanings of your manifestations. When something shows up, it might be the thing, but if it's not, it's not. And that it wasn't supposed to be. Nothing went wrong. It served a different purpose in your life. And this is especially true in the realm of relationships, because that's something we're really afraid we're not going to get. That's an area where we're really attached. The next guy that shows up, the next girl that shows up, are they the one? Maybe, you never know, but they might not be. They might be there to show you something totally different in your energy. They're there to show you a fear. They're there to show you your self-esteem is still in the toilet, and they're going to treat you like crap. Again, nothing went wrong, but that's what they were there to show you. You thought they were a great match, but then they're not a great match. Again, nothing went wrong. They were there to give you further clarity on the type of person that's a good match for you, the type of relationship, the type of dynamic that works best for you. Everything always serves a purpose if we're willing to see it that way, but our mind, these sorts of perspectives, it gets annoyed at them, it wants to roll its eyes. That's fine. That's what the mind does. It doesn't want to hear any of this bullshit, but it doesn't make all that stuff any less true. So you have to decide, do I buy into these perspectives that actually are very empowering and will make me feel better and help me move along the path more quickly? Or do I let my ego mind part of me take over that wants to roll its eyes and be like, oh my God, that's fucking stupid, that's corny, that's this, that's that? You can do that, and you'll have your moments when you do it, it's fine. But if you keep doing that, again, your mind thinks if it keeps denying all of these personal development, spiritual truth, wisdom type things, somehow it will make it untrue and it'll make all your mind's bullshit true. But that will never, ever, ever happen. So you can have your reactions to these sorts of perspectives and get it out of your system with the eye roll or the annoyance or whatever, because your mind wants to cling to all your shitty, painful beliefs and self-image of yourself. But again, remember, your denial of these things and your annoyance at these perspectives, it doesn't make them any less true. They're still true. They'll be true no matter how you view them. So you might as well get on board. I know for me, at the end of the day, I'm down for any perspective that will ease my suffering and help me feel better. And this is one of those things. Your manifestations, they might not always mean what your mind wants them to mean, but they're serving you in some way if you're willing to see it that way. Again, you don't have to analyze every little thing that happens. You'll know when to analyze something. Again, a strong emotional response to it is a good indicator. You want to look at it because something got triggered by this thing not going the way you wanted it to go. But yeah, it's all good. It's always fine. The only thing that's not fine is when you let your mind's assessment of it, which is always going to be some shitty feeling thing. Oh yeah, mind, you're right. You must be right about that. And then you let it make you feel badly. And again, that emotional charge comes in from buying into it, and that's where the problems start. Just the mind chatter itself, if you're not emotionally investing in it, it's really not going to be a problem because it's always going to be there. You all have that voice in your head. It never, ever, ever stops talking. It never runs out of something to say. It jumps from one thing to another. The imaginary fight with the friend you haven't talked to in a decade, to the fucking, did I forget to turn off the coffee maker? You're worried about that, to worrying about, you know what I'm saying? It'll always be focusing on something that will cause worry and fear or whatever. And yeah, but it's just about, you don't listen to it as much. That voice gets quieter. There's no emotional charge there. So yeah, just be open to what your manifestations mean. Maybe it's the thing, but maybe it's not. And if it's not, it's fine. It wasn't supposed to be. Nothing went wrong. It served a different purpose in your life. And be open to what that meaning is, knowing it's serving you. Because here's the thing, if we didn't manifest stuff to bring up our shit, we wouldn't know our shit is there. And if we don't know our shit is there, we can't transform it. And if you don't transform your shit, you can't change your energy. And if you can't change your energy, your reality really can't change, right? So it all serves a purpose. Again, eye roll, oh my God, so annoying, but it doesn't make it any less true. It's still fucking true. So we have to choose. Do we embrace these perspectives that will ultimately benefit us, or do we keep rejecting them and opting to keep holding on to all the shitty beliefs our mind is very attached to? Not because they're helping us in any way, but just because it created them and it's very offended at the fact of someone trying to tell you it's different and wrong. It's like, but it is wrong. So sorry, mind, like, fuck off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it. Just be open to what your stuff means. Your mind's going to assign a meaning. Your mind's going to want it to mean something. Your mind's going to have an expectation. Sometimes it'll go that way, but sometimes it won't. And again, it does not mean anything went wrong. It served a different purpose. It wasn't meant to be the final thing, right? So, okay, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day or night. For more content, information about my coaching services and products, head on over to livelifemadetoorder.com. I got lots of blog posts there, podcasts, lots of good stuff. All right, bye-bye.